Bonjour tout le monde! Dans cette vidéo, on va commencer avec leçon 0, la culture et la civilisation de la France. In this video, we are going to start with lesson 0, the culture and the civilization of France. Right. Now, before we start the lesson, I want you all to please keep your books in front of you and take a pencil so that you can write important notes and underline keywords. As I read, I want you to listen to the pronunciations very nicely. La France est bornée au nord par la Manche et mer du Nord. What does that mean? La France means the France is bordered. Please write the meaning. Bordered. France is bordered to the north side. France is bordered to the north side by the Manche. Now, what is Manche? Manche is English Channel. Manche is English Channel. Et la mer du Nord and the North Sea. North Sea. Mer, M-E-R means sea. So in north side, the France is bordered by English Channel, which is known as la Manche en français, and la mer du Nord. That means North Sea. So, au sud, par la mer Méditerranée. That is Mediterranean Sea. À l'ouest, from the west side, par l'océan Atlantique. In the west side, we have Atlantic Ocean. Now, let me tell you, this whole lesson is very important and each and every line is very important for question answers and from your exam point of view. Okay. For example, there are at least 3 questions that can be made from the first line itself. That is, which sea borders France from north side? Okay, so your answer should be La Manche et Mer du Nord. Which sea surrounds France from the south? So it's Mediterranean Sea. Which ocean surrounds France from the west? So it is Atlantic Ocean, right? Now, the next line. La France est entourée, surrounded de 6 pays. La France est entourée de 6 pays. The France is surrounded by the 6 countries. Now, which are those 6 countries? La Belgique, Belgium, le Luxembourg, l'Allemagne, that is Germany, l'Allemagne, la Suisse, Switzerland, la Suisse, l'Italie, et l'Espagne, Spain, et l'Italie is Italy. Les 5 montagnes. What is montagne? It is mountains. Les 5 montagnes, massives sont. The 5 big mountains are les Alpes. Liaison is being followed here. S is overlapping the sound of A. Les Alpes. I'm not saying les Alpes. No, ce n'est pas correct. It's les Alpes. Alpes. S sound changes to Z. Les Alpes. Les Pyrénées. Le Jura. Les Vosges. Et le Massif central. Tu vois? So these are the 5 mountains that you need to learn. Les Alpes, les Pyrénées, le Jura, le Vosges et le Massif central. Les 5 fleuves. What is fleuve? Fleuve means rivers. Fleuve means river. So 5 important rivers are. Les 5 fleuves importants sont. Important. Are la Seine. Many students often pronounce it as Sienne. Ce n'est pas correct. It's la Seine. La Loire. La Garonne. Le Rhône et le Rhin. मैं अपने students को कैसे याद करवाती हूँ? I just tell them to repeat in a rhythm like Seine-Garonne. Okay. Now, Seine is the very, very famous river in France. Why? Because it crosses the city Paris. That is capital of France. So that's why Seine is the famous river of France, and La Loire, c'est le plus long fleuve en France. It is the longest river in France. Longest river in France. You can write here. Longest river. So if the question comes, which is the famous river, your answer should be La Seine. And if the question comes, which is the longest river, the answer should be La Loire. La Loire. Right? Next, la France a plus ou moins la forme géométrique d'un hexagone. The France has more or less the form geometrical of hexagon. So France is also called as hexagon because of the shape of its map. As you can see, it forms a hexagon. That is why France is also called as hexagon. Ça va? Paris est la capitale de la France. Paris is the capital of France. Est aussi appelée la ville lumière, and it is also called as the city of lights. Ville lumière. Ville lumière, that is city of lights. Parce que, because c'est un grand centre artistique et intellectuel. Because it is the grand artistic center. Grand artistic center. Les villes importantes. The cities important or important cities are Paris, Paris, Marseille, Marseille, Lyon, Lyon, Lille, Lille, Toulouse, Toulouse, Bordeaux, Bordeaux et Nice. Next, l'emblème national. L'emblème national, that is national emblem et le drapeau français. The national emblem of France is a drapeau français qui a les couleurs bleu, blanc et rouge. That has colors blue, white and red. Bleu, blanc et rouge. On peut voir le buste de Marianne sur des pièces et des timbres. We can see, on peut. On peut means we can voir, see. We can see le buste de Marianne sur des pièces. What is pièces? Write your coins. Sur des pièces, on the coins et des timbres. Timbre. Timbre is stamp. Stamps. Okay. So, on peut voir le buste de Marianne sur des pièces et des timbres. We can see la buste de Marianne on the coins and the stamps. Elle représente, it represents, elle représente, it represents la République et la liberté. It represents Republic and the liberty. It represents Republic and the liberty. Now, if the question comes, which symbol represents a Republic and liberty? So, answer should be Le Buste de Marianne. And where can you find it? We can find it on the coins and the stamps of France. And what does it represent? It represents Republic and the liberty. République et la liberté. Tu vois? Next, tout le monde, everyone, reconnaît, that is, recognizes, everybody recognizes la Tour Eiffel. Everybody recognizes la Tour Eiffel, c'est l'ingénieur français. Everybody recognizes la Tour Eiffel, that is Eiffel Tower, c'est l'ingénieur français, Monsieur Gustave Eiffel. Its French engineer is Monsieur Gustave Eiffel, qui a construit La Tour Eiffel. So the question can come like, who constructed La Tour Eiffel? Monsieur Gustave Eiffel. Who constructed La Tour Eiffel? Monsieur Gustave Eiffel. C'est l'ingénieur français. The French engineer. L'euro est la monnaie unique européenne. Euro is the unique European currency. So money can be said as currency or sometime as money. Okay, monnaie, currency or money. Des monuments importants en France sont The important monuments in France are le Musée du Louvre, Museum of Louvre, Notre-Dame de Paris, Notre-Dame de Paris, les Arènes d'Arles, it is also called as amphitheater, le Panthéon, le Château de Versailles, that is Fort of Versailles. Next, la viticulture. What is viticulture or viticulture? Cultivation of grapes is called as viticulture. Okay, you can write here in your books, cultivation of grapes is called as viticulture or viticulture. Est une grande richesse de la France, is the biggest richness of France. Quelques vins renommés, some renowned wines are le champagne, le bourgogne, le Bordeaux et le Beaujolais. Again, what are the important French wines? They are le champagne, le bourgogne, le Bordeaux et le Beaujolais. Les Français sont experts dans la fabrication des fromages. The French are experts in making of the cheese. Okay, France is also famous for its cheese that we have learned in our previous class. Yeah, les plus connus sont, the most famous cheese are le Brie, le Camembert, le Gruyère et le Roquefort. Again, le Brie, le Camembert, le Gruyère et le Roquefort. L'industrie automobile industry en France joue un rôle important. Plays. Joue means plays. Okay. So automobile industries plays an important role. Les petits voitures français famous sont. The famous French cars are Citroën, Peugeot et Renault. Citroën, Peugeot et Renault sont les voitures françaises, are important French cars. La France est connue pour l'industrie aérospatiale. France is also known for its aerospatial industries or aerospace industries. Avec les avions with its airplanes de la marque Airbus et la fusée Ariane. Next, les trains français. French trains sont très rapides. French trains are really very fast. Très rapide, very rapid, very fast. Le plus rapide des trains français. The most famous French train is le TGV, that is TGV. Train à grande vitesse. TGV is the fastest train in France. TGV. Train à grande vitesse. Paris est la capitale de la haute couture. Paris is the capital of top fashion. Fashion. Quelques couturiers très connus sont. Some famous fashion brands are Chanel, Dior, Cardin, Yves Saint Laurent. Again, Chanel, Dior, Cardin, Yves Saint Laurent. Le Tour de France est le plus célèbre des courses cyclistes en France. Tour de France is the very famous cycle race in France. L'hymne national, la Marseillaise. What is l'hymne national? L'hymne national means the national anthem of France. National anthem is called as l'hymne national of Français. L'hymne national. What is the national anthem of France? It's called as la Marseillaise. La Marseillaise is the national anthem of France, that is l'hymne national. A été écrit, was written. A été écrit, was written by Monsieur Rouget de Lisle. It was written by Monsieur Rouget de Lisle. Très important pour l'examen. Very important for exam. So, first question, What do we call national anthem? Say l'hymne national. What is the name of l'hymne national of France? It is La Marseillaise. And who wrote it? Monsieur Gouget de Lisle. In which year it was written? In 1792. Okay. C'est un chant révolutionnaire. C'est un chant révolutionnaire. It is the revolutionary song. Okay. La devise de la République. Devise. What is devise? The motto. What is the motto of French Republic? It is liberté, égalité, fraternité. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberté, égalité et fraternité. On peut la lire sur des pièces de monnaie. On peut means we can. We can read this on les pièces de monnaie, that is, currency coins. Le coq symbolise la fierté du peuple français. Le coq symbolizes the freedom of French people. Fierté. Fierté is freedom. Freedom of French people. Le coq symbolise la fierté du peuple français. Les sports français. The French sport l'ont adopté comme mascotte. And French sports has adopted le coq as its mascot. Mascot, like an ambassador. La Révolution française, French Revolution, took place in the year 1789 to 1799. 1789 to 1799 est peut-être la période la plus importante de l'histoire de France. Perhaps the period most important in the history. La fête nationale, National Festival, commémore la prise de la Bastille par les Parisiens le 14 juillet. Now, in this line, just remember la fête nationale, c'est le célébrer le 14 juillet 1789, 1789. Cette date a été adoptée comme fête nationale. This date was adopted. Was adopted comme fête nationale as national festival. Napoléon Bonaparte était, again, was. Napoléon Bonaparte était le plus brillant général de la Révolution française. Was the most brilliant general of the French Revolution. Né en Cogs. Born in Cogs. He was born in Cogs. Il est devenu général à 24 ans. He became general when he was 24 years old. En 1804, il se proclame empereur. In 1804, he claimed himself as an emperor. Charles de Gaulle, very important. Charles de Gaulle était le premier président. He was the first president. So question can come, who was the first president of France? The answer should be Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle, de la 5e République, of the 5th Republic. So, Charles de Gaulle was the first president of the 5th Republic. Okay. L'autorité suprême de la nation. Supreme authority of the nation is president in France. De la République of the Republic, qui est élu pour 5 ans. Who is elected? Élu. Underline the word élu and write down elected. Who is elected pour 5 ans, for 5 years, et il choisit son premier ministre. And he chooses his first minister. Premier, first minister. Okay, so who is the supreme authority of France? He is president. He is president. For how many years he is elected? He is elected for 5 years, pour 5 ans. And he chooses his premier ministre. He chooses his prime minister. Le président réside au palais de l'Élysée. The president resides in palais de l'Élysée. Et le premier ministre est à l'hôtel Matignon. L'Union européenne est un grand ensemble de 27 pays. European, or you can say European Union, is the grand ensemble. It's a big set of 27 countries. and then you can just read all the countries. It's not very important to learn all of them. You can just learn this figure. How many countries are there in European Union? So the number is 27, वहाँ 7 pays. La francophonie est l'ensemble de personnes et institutions. What is francophonie? Francophonie means anybody who speaks French, any institution who speaks French or uses French as their official language, communicative language, working language, or anything. Okay, so those people and those institutions are called as francophones. Let's read again. La francophonie est l'ensemble de personnes et institutions. Francophonie is the set, or you can say group of persons or the institutions qui utilise, that utilizes or that uses le français, the French, as langue nationale, as their national language, langue officielle, official language, langue de communication international, the language of international communication, et langue du travail, and the language of work, langue de travail, language of work again. So what are francophonie? Francophonie is a set of person or institution that uses French as their national language, langue nationale, official language, langue officielle, langue de communication internationale, language of international communication, et langue de travail, and language of work. La francophonie a pour mission de. The francophonie has a mission of. What are the mission of francophonies? Let's read. Promouvoir, to promote la langue française et la diversité culturelle et linguistique. To promote linguistic and cultural diversity, and of course the French language. Promouvoir la paix. What is paix? Paix is peace. Promote peace. Promouvoir is to promote. Promouvoir la paix, to promote peace. La démocratie, the democracy. Et les droits de l'homme, and the right of man. Or you can say human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Droit. Rights. Appuyer l'éducation, to support. Appuyer means to support. Support education, la formation, the formation, et l'enseignement supérieur et la recherche. And support the superior studies and the research. Développer la coopération économique. Develop economic cooperation au service du développement durable. L'Organisation internationale de la francophonie, OIF, is International Organization of Francophonie, which has 88 members. Regroupe 24 membres. 88 members, in which there are 54 members de plein droit, that is full of rights, and 7 associate members, et 27, that is 27 observateurs. 27 observers. Okay, so International Organization of Francophonie has 88 members. Next, le 20 mars, 20 March, est la Journée internationale de la francophonie. Please remember this, mark this one. 20 March is celebrated as International Day of Francophonie. So when do we celebrate International Day of Francophonie? C'est le 20 mars. It's 20 March. Les millions de francophones dans le monde, the millions of francophonies in the world, fête, celebrates leur langue et la diversité de la francophonie, their language and the diversity of the francophonies. The événements scientifiques, what happens here? Scientific events, culturels et festifs sont organisés, cultural and festivals are organized sur les 5 continents, on the 5 continents. Le français est la 5e, is the 5th language la plus parlée au monde. Okay, so French is the 5th most spoken language. You can underline the word plus parlé, that is most spoken. French is the 5th most spoken language in the world after Chinois, l'anglais, l'hindi et l'espagnol. After Chinese, English, Hindi and Spanish. Et la 4e langue and the 4th language of the internet. 4e langue d'internet. and the fourth language of the internet. Le français est la langue officielle. The French is official language avec l'anglais des Jeux olympiques. Okay, so Olympics has two official languages, English as well as French, anglais et français. So here we are done with the lesson. I hope you understood well. Please do not forget to share with your friends who are learning French. Keep following and yeah, press the bell icon for the latest updates. Au revoir, à bientôt.